Hello, welcome to Animal Audit Corner. I am going to give you the top 10 videos that I had in the year 2025. These are the videos of mine that you watched. And here it is. At number 10, you had been glued to my YouTube page. The new recipients in the 2026, everyone who is out of the cult. Then tied at 7, Animal Audit Corner reveals, that's me, a spooky secret which gives a closer look at Clearwater and how Scientology played a part in turning that whole downtown area into failure. It also at number 6 with a ghost stories from inside Scientology. That would also be at number 7, where that town is no longer a busy town since Scientology moved in. And it's pretty much empty, gone, no revenue. Then at number 5, it would be weekend at the coffee house in Ohio when I went to kick back while my internet connection got knocked out during a snowstorm. And this is during Thanksgiving. No, it was during Christmas. And it lasted a whole entire week. You thought it was pretty exciting. I thought it was a drag since I had to spend money to use their internet. Well, at number 4, it would be Fair Game Tactics Explained, where I would get a real hard look at Scientology's fair game tactics they would use on their former members, critics, and journalists who give the truth about Scientology. And they don't want to hear one bad thing. Well, guess what? Negative attitudes give negatives response, which is the fair game tactic that would have with anyone. Scientology does something wrong, which they do. That again is at number 4. Then at number 3, it's Mango's dogs killed by Scientology. And this is a young man who made his way through Boston, also my hometown, to California, where he ran into Scientology, which they treated him inhumanely and made fun of his sexuality by calling him a sissy boy. And then one day he worked up the courage to leave that cult behind. And he is number 3. After, at number 2, it would be someone's hacking into, that's right, my computer. That happened at 2005. And did they practically hack in? Yes, they did, because all of my clips that talked about Scientology were gone. Everything else was left alone. So that proves that I am at number 2 with somebody hacking into my computer. Then right at number 1, it is Crafts for Those Who Left Scientology, where you guys really loved my artwork, where I was painting my glass vases. You really was amazed by how I was using art to relax and soothe me, which art therapy does. And that's what Serge is managing to use artwork, I guess, to tell his story. He's also a backup singer for Laura FM. And that's what he does too. He paints. And that really, really would soothe you. Now, I'm not a therapist. I can't give you any mental health advice. So, of course, that is at number 1. And of course, that is my top 10 videos of mine that you guys love. And what's going to happen this year at 2026? Will Aaron be free from Scientology's court case against him, where they claimed that he tried to assault with, which in fact that thing was made from cornstarch, where that Scientologist had on a mask that he claimed he couldn't breathe, where he should have taken off. Well, let's see what happens, because technically they were pelting water at the protesters, is how it started. And at the test center in Los Angeles, where they replaced the original door with the push button door that closes so fast. Will somebody finally get hurt or injured by that door? Well, guess what? We'll see. And will Laura FM ever see her dad again? I'm confident one day they will. And Scientology will come to their senses to put all the families back together again, which I really don't think it'll happen. And finally, will Scientology owe the money that they owe their employees, especially Tori Magoo, who did her math and came up with more $1 million? I think it did it because Scientology works 100 hours a week, 10 to 15 hours a day. Plus, they have their course study. Now, what kind of place of employment is that? $10 to $15 an hour is not a volunteer organization. It's manual labor and it's regular employment. So they're owed $179,000. And will William Good this year put an end to Scientology and put Karen Bass out of office in the future? Of course, they're not going to have their prime election until 2027. That would be 4 years. And that's the requirement for a politician to take office and when it ends. Really gave it to Karen Bass. Will he actually put an end to her career by her stepping down? No, she'll never step down. And from a period of work where he retired as a police chief of Michigan, is back this year at 2026, but it's not going to be as often as he wants because he has a job now. What kind? I don't know. Probably security. I don't know. Check with him. And will Natalie come back and do her show? Will she schedule it? Even though we all miss her and want to see her? Yeah. And will Coffee, Cults, and Craft and Life After a Cult fills in for him? That would be Marilyn Horning and Natalie Webster. Are they going to pull the plug on them when filling in for Aaron? No, because guess what? Aaron now is out of, jail. And will I actually have somebody in my chat besides me being off my lives? I do get them, but no, sometimes, but usually it's only one. And then other times, people are getting on, but this is after my live. So I feel like, yeah, I think I might. And will Scientology stop messing with people's computers or social media by taking off or deleting people's announcement on the Vita site or X site, excuse me? And will the FBI finally do something about Scientology? Well, we'll see. And will the LAPD, Clearwater, and Denver police finally get the act together and arrest more Scientologists who break the law, especially David Miscavige? Wow, we all hope so, do they? Especially Tom Cruise, where he gives Tom Cruise slave labor, which he never pays for? Yeah, I don't think it'll happen. Both of them are idiots, but is he still gonna have a career this year, 2006? Yes, because he still has power in Hollywood. He is an excellent actor. That's what he is. And will we actually see more movies from John Travolta? You know what? That's hard to tell since he hasn't been working. So, and will Fluffer Squirrel finally put me on that directory? Hope so, because I feel like I'm talking to a wall. And let me think here. Will I have more artwork? I'm starting to paint glass and these paintings back there. Will my background change in the year 2026? Maybe. But all in all, we're going to keep fighting Scientology till they either stop the abuse or close down altogether. Then finally, they would just stop doing illegal activities. Would they? Hope so. And then in conclusion, will Scientology finally fess up to whatever it is they're doing wrong? Yeah, maybe. But then at the end, we are all going to be fighting till the end. And Audit LA, our heroine, will see to it that Scientology will finally stop having permit after permit after permit to get the city of Los Angeles to get their act together and have Scientology held accountable at the end. Will it happen this year in 2026? Will it finally be the year that either they decide to wise up and stop the abuse, or finally their doors were permanently closed and have no more Scientologists? And David Miscavige would be in prison or brought to trial first before going to prison? We should hope so. Well, that'll do it for today. Tomorrow, I will bring you a story about another Scientology versus the mafia. Children and how they use children in the industry. What actually goes on? Find out tomorrow. And remember, buy me a coffee or contribute to PayPal, because I don't know whether buy me a coffee is working properly for me. Or you can donate to PayPal and hit the like, press subscribe, and click on to the left of the screen, to the left of the screen, to the left of the screen, and watch more of my videos. So hit the like, press subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.